are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.
Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Produk. You're now locked into the Life of Produk Podcast. Yo, this is a special edition, man. This is episode 93, Two Cousins, part 5. We have 5. Cousin, what's good with you?
Nothing much. Chilling, man.
Yo,
What's good with you?
listen. The pandemic is over. You outside this summer? You outside? Tell me you outside this summer.
I might be.
Nah, man. I need you outside this summer. I need you in your hoochie daddy shorts, pause. You know what I'm saying? I just need you flexing on them. You know what I'm saying?
No hoochie daddy shorts. I barely wear shorts as it is.
Yo, at this point in age, I don't know what type of shorts to wear. I'm gonna keep it real with you because a few years ago, for real. Like, okay, a few years ago, jean shorts wasn't cool no more. Remember that? So you couldn't wear jean shorts no more. You had to wear cargo shorts. Now cargo shorts ain't cool to wear no more. So what, I gotta look like Tiger Woods every day in the summer? I gotta wear the little small cotton shorts. Like, I don't know at this point. At this point, I'm gonna just be hot the whole summer and wear jeans because at this point, I'm tired of it. I don't know, man. But yo, summertime is upon us. We getting straight into it today. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk some hip hop stuff. That's why I love bringing you on the show, because we get into it. Boom, hip hop, bang. I'm hearing rumors that Jay-Z is working on a new album. What you heard about that?
I didn't hear any rumors, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'd love another Jay album.
Yo, you know what's crazy? He's been bodying every feature that he's done so far. He's been bodying every feature that he's done. Yeah. Like from the Khaled, we got like a 4-minute verse from him on that?
Yeah.
The verse was so dope, we forgot Lil Wayne and Rick Ross was on it. You know what I'm saying? No, like, and shouts out to Ross and Wayne. I thought that verse was dope. I thought Wayne verse was dope when he said I'm the Apex face tag. Yo, he went in on it. Yeah, but Jay verse was so official, son. He just went like Super Saiyan mode on him. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, I think part of why he did that, I think, is because we don't hear from Jay as often as we hear from everybody else. So yeah, exactly. I guess, I mean, and I think he knew it's a Khaled album. If he's on it with Ross and Wayne, he knew he had to bring it, so he did it.
Now, I was not crazy about the Khaled album. I was not crazy about it. I'm going to keep it. I don't know how you felt. Yeah. You know what? All right. And I'm trying to say this in a nice, I like Khaled. He's like positive energy. You know what I'm saying? He's great energy. Like, whoever his big guy is, shouts out to him because he does an amazing job. But Khaled albums be very, like, they're not bad, but they're mid. They're very, to me, like, very overly hyped up mid albums. I feel like it's kind of like, all right, and I'm trying to, what's the best way I can say this without sounding mean? It's kind of like when you have a big dinner like the night before, and then tomorrow you got leftovers and you mash all of the leftovers together and you re-season it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I wasn't feeling when they tried to put the Migos on and Chance on the song with Justin Bieber. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of track record. That album, I did like the Jada joint, and I did like to me, besides Jay's verse, the reggae joint was the hardest joint in the album. That was I remember that. That joint was official Skilly Bang, and I forgot who else was on it. Was Buju on it? It was Buju, Skilly Bang, Sizzler, I believe.
I mean, Buju might have had his own track, but I think there was because I think there were 2 reggae joints on that album. Yeah, Buju was on one. Okay, and then I think the other one was like later on album.
Not for nothing. Anytime Buju hook up with Khaled, I know it's official. Remember the Holy Mountain joint?
Yeah.
That joint's official. But not to go off on it, but back to the whole Jay thing, right? Jay is 2 for 2 with his last 2 projects weren't really all his album. Because remember, he did the Jay Electronica joint, and he was calling it Watch the Quran. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But not for son, not for nothing. That was like we never saw that type of Jay-Z before. This is more of a grown man spirituality Jay-Z, and I'm kind of loving it. So we saw that. Then we saw him on a project with Beyonce. I'm actually hoping they do a Carter's Part 2. I don't know how you felt about that album. I thought the album was dope. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was pretty cool. Like I like I like more recent joints with them together. Like I'm not a fan of all of their joints. Like Crazy in Love was cool.
Yeah.
Drunk in Love was fire.
Drunk in Love was fire.
On the Run Part 2.
Yeah. I didn't like On the Run that much. It was cool, but it just wasn't for me. On the Run wasn't for me. You know what? Okay, Crazy in Love was dope, but my ex played it so much I got tired of it. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? You feel my experience, you know what I'm saying? But Drunk in Love was hard. I even loved the video, how they did the video. It kind of looked like one shot or one take type thing with Hype Williams on the beach, and it was like black and white. I thought that was official. But so we got We got the Carter Jay-Z, and then we got the Jay Electronica Jay-Z. Now, I think if his album does drop, I think it's gonna be a mixture of that and like a 444 part 2. I think that's what we if we do get that, if we do get an album, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we get an album from Jay-Z. It's not gonna be no commercial, no party music. It's gonna be straight grown man, bong, bong, bong. Now, another question I want to ask you, right? Nas's catalog. We have to talk about this, right? Now, Nas has, I really want to hear your take on this, right? Nas has 4 albums with Hit Boy, right? I wasn't too crazy about KD1, but I didn't hate it. I felt like they were testing the waters and finding what side of the room they could sit next to each other in, if that makes any sense, right? You got KD1. KD 2 and 3 was instant classic. I don't care what nobody say. That's in hip hop history. The other album they did, I think it was called Magic. It had like the young picture of Nas on the cover. That was hard too, and nobody talks about that one because everybody was so focused on KD3. I thought Magic was better than KD1. Now, with no disrespect to Salam Remy, but I just feel like him and Nas didn't fit together. It just wasn't, them two together, it just didn't hit. Now, he had about how many do you remember how many projects he did with Salam Remy, or if he did like solid projects? I know he had projects with Salam Remy. I think he produced majority of it, something like that.
I feel like I think I Am was majority produced by Salam Remy. So was Nostradamus.
Nostradamus definitely was. I think I Am had like a few. I know he had Timbaland on there and some other producers. I don't know if Salam Remy did that, but Nostradamus kind of was him, and that kind of upset me. So I feel like, boom, if we take KD1 out of it because they were testing the waters, you got 2, 3, and you got Magic, right? Nas had about 3. I'm willing to say about 3 albums where majority of his fans weren't feeling like lyrically they were great, but the way they were put together weren't great. You had Nostradamus. You had the double album. Remember the double album that he did?
I thought I Am was a double album.
No. I Am wasn't a double album. The double album, I forgot what it was called, but he had the Letter to the Feds joint was the intro joint. I forgot what it was called. But then he had the N-Word album. You know what I'm saying? The N-Word album has some great joints on it, but it just kind of wasn't all the way there. Like the Fried Chicken joint was good. So say those 3 albums, right? In Nas's discography, there's holes in it. I feel like KD 2, 3, and Magic kind of fills that void. What do you think about that?
I think, a lot of fans are starting to feel that way. Like he's kind of had a good resurgence.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of it is it's the production. Like he traditionally was not a good beat picker. Lately, he's been rapping on better beats. Like, look, if hypothetically, if Nas was the beat picker that Hove is, we'd have a whole different conversation about who the GOAT is.
We would, and I'm a whole fan. I'm a fan equally of Jay-Z and Nas. That's just for the people listening, right? Because people always ask me, "Oh, you from Brooklyn? You Jay-Z more?" I like both, but look, man, this is a subject a lot of people are afraid to touch, right? A lot of people be scared to touch the subject. If Nas had a Kanye and a Just Blaze during that early 2000s era, fam, would the conversation be going this way, or would it have shifted differently? I think it might have shifted differently.
It definitely would have been a different combo.
It would have been a different conversation. Now he didn't have that, but he kind of got. I feel like it's a good thing he didn't have a Kanye and he didn't have a Just Blaze, because I feel like even though the production wasn't as strong as the Rockefeller production, he still stood the test of time and rode the wave lyrically, and was still bodying stuff. Like even though the beats wasn't, some of the beats was mid. But I feel like that was his comfort zone. I feel like he stepped out of his comfort zone within like the last 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like by him stepping out of his comfort zone, he's found a whole new niche that I don't think there's no other artist right now that could step into his realm. None. Not even. And I'm not saying they're not as good, but I think that his skill set is particularly for him and he's mastered it. You know what I'm saying? But that's a conversation a lot of people are afraid of, son. They don't want to talk that. You know what I'm saying? What new music you rocking with right now?
Honestly, I kind of stumble on a lot of R&B. Like a lot of the new hip hop acts, I don't pay much attention to.
Yeah.
Like R&B to me is where it's at right now.
You know what?
There's a lot of artists like this. Victoria Monet, even the Janelle Monáe like the new, like at least the single is good. So I'm looking forward to the album.
Listen, on the second part of the show, hold on, don't hang up because we got to talk about Shorty when we come back. Yo, listen, G is the Boy Product Life Product Podcast. Episode 93, Two Cousins, Part 5. We will be right back after this break. Don't hang up, son. Don't hang up. Stay right there. G, what up, man? It's the Boy Product. We're now back with the Life of Product Podcast. This is episode 93, Two Cousins, Part 5. I got the cousin on the line. Listen, man, before the quick break, you were saying how, you were an avid R&B lover just like me, and we brung up the beautiful Janelle Monáe. And look, man, I've been telling people for a minute, I had a slight crush on Janelle Monáe back, even when she was wearing the suits, you know what I'm saying? Now she's
always been beautiful.
She's skinning out now. How the Jamaicans get by gala skin out, that's what she's doing. Now, what's going on? Because you're more proficient in her updated catalog right now. What's going on with it, man? Break it down for me. What's go with Shorty?
Okay, so what I think is happening is, she's had the last few years, so this is like her first album in, they said, 5 years. Mm-hmm. So I think, she's done a lot of acting. Like she was in some shows.
Yes,
she's in a couple of movies.
Wasn't she in that with that Idris Elba? Was she in that Idris Elba movie, the cowboy movie? She was in that, right? I don't even remember. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna
Regina
go back.
Hall was not Regina Hall. Regina King.
Yeah, Regina. Yeah, my fault.
I don't think Janelle Monáe was in that.
No, she was, but she has done quite a few acting though. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. She's talented. She's a good actor.
Oh, that's facts. Yeah,
I've never been the biggest fan of her music before. I mean, it was okay. And she's talented, but I think she's doing now with she came out a couple of years ago, and I think what it is now is this is really part of the rollout to sell the music. Like,
I agree.
All the just all the attention and everything, rather than hey, look,
yes,
my music has been dope, but I don't get the recognition for it, so I'm gonna do a little bit extra.
I think you're right, and I think it's her doing extra for the rollout. But on the flip side, I think it could also be her just wanting to push her sexy forward. Like she's kind of breaking out of her shell now. You know what I'm saying? And
listen, I'm not gonna, listen.
We're not complaining.
There is no greater marketing tool than titties. And as an avid titty lover,
oh man,
look, this has my approval.
Yes. Yes. You know what? In the world of BBLs, titties is overrated. I mean underrated.
Yeah,
titties is underrated.
They were an amazing pair of titties.
Yes, in the world of BBLs and butt shots, titties are very underrated, and we have to appreciate a nice pair. And I'm listening to the female listeners. I'm not being male chauvinistic. I'm bigging her up. You know what I'm saying? I remember when she came out a few years ago, and it was kind of like it didn't make noise. Like we kind of already knew. Right. Like we kind of I'm proud that she came out. I think that's great. But I think part of this rollout now is to grab the male attention because males, we gravitate towards that. You know what I'm saying? So it's look, man. All I'm saying is, all she need now is a fire remix with somebody on it, and it's about the viral and the numbers is gonna match. But I think the rollout is great. As far as R&B, I've been rocking with Kali Uchis a lot lately. I was already.
Oh yeah, her album was fire.
It's fire,
I forgot about
dog.
that.
And you notice like every project she releases is getting better. It's getting better. Yeah. Like whoever does her production and the instrumentation is incredible. I actually she had a joint on one of her older albums. I think with Tyler the Creator. She did something with him, I believe it was. Either him or A$AP Rocky.
Yeah, he was on her album. She was on his.
Yeah, exactly. So she's dope, and she rocks with hip hop. Oh, and the joint she had a few albums back with Bia. That was a dope joint too, the Miami joint. I don't know if you heard that. So if y'all haven't,
I think I remember it. One of my favorite songs of hers is it's not hers, but she was featured on the Don Toliver joint. Drugs and Hella Melody.
Yes. I like the on that
was my shit.
That and I like the on the was it what was her name? What would I be if I get you? Was that Daniel Caesar? Did Daniel Caesar?
Yeah, right.
The Daniel Caesar, that joint was I just hate that she came in way at the end of the song because it was a very long song.
Yeah. Vocally though, she is just so dope. It doesn't really I want to see her get more recognition for being vocally dope.
Yes. Absolutely. I think one of the reasons she doesn't get that much recognition is because she's kind of in her own lane, which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? She's not out doing extra stuff like a lot of other artists. Like the cloud chasing, basically, in a sense. Not to say that in a disrespectful way, but we were talking R&B. We gotta go back to hip hop, son. Now, Let's talk about Ice Spice.
All right.
yo, okay. People think I'm crazy when I say this, right? The whole drill movement. If you look at the drill movement in New York, right? The drill movement in New York kind of reminds me of somewhat of the drill movement in Chicago, not sound wise, but criminally. It reminds me of that somewhat with them all getting arrested and stuff like that. She's done a great job at staying out of that. Now I was watching a thing the other day, and I think it was her or her manager or something like, and they were saying how they put a lot of money behind much. Here's what people got to understand, right? And I said this before. Nothing nowadays goes viral just to go viral. Everything goes viral when money and marketing is put into it. Now, Dad, you thought I was feeling you that much. That was basically kind of popped off of TikTok, right? Like on the free side of it, right? Here's what y'all don't understand. When you're an artist, you're an independent artist, and you are putting together a single to drop that single on all your DSPs. Take Tune. I'm gonna drop some real knowledge for y'all listening. Say take TuneCore, for example. When you set your digital stores, TikTok is gonna be one of them that pops up. When you are setting it for TikTok, you have to set from the duration of this part to that part of which one is going to be the playable part for TikTok. Now, her team and her being smart. Let me tell you something. Ice Spice is not stupid, dog. Shorty's not dumb. She's a very smart person. If you look at the marketing of her music, if you look at the moves she's making, she linked up with Kim Kardashian, dog. Kim Kardashian. She's on Skims and all of that now. I think she did some other stuff, some other endorsements too. Now, when y'all set your songs for your DSPs, right, and you set that TikTok store, and you have like the 1 second to 1 minute duration of what part of the song to choose for people to put in their videos, that was purposely selected. It was purposely selected. So what y'all gotta understand is they really working on that side. And I believe she signed a World Star distribution deal. And now they're saying she just signed a deal with Nicki Minaj. I don't know how that World Star distribution deal coincides with Nicki Minaj imprint, but they're doing their thing. But as far as the drill hip hop in New York, do you see Ice Spice fully taking the forefront for the next 12 to 36 months in that?
I don't think so, because I don't think she's gonna stay in the drill lane. I think she'll probably go with whatever is like she's somebody who might, like, her next project might sound different.
You know what? I didn't think about that.
My thing is with her is I think she's very, very beautiful girl.
Yeah.
Very charismatic, very charming. And she seems like, I've heard her talk a little bit, and she's a bit bright. I just don't like her music because it sounds the same to me. It's basically every song is I don't like that.
And you know what? What newer artists coming out now isn't in that category of the same sounding music. They all sound the same.
And that's the problem.
It is a problem. It is a problem. And that's another thing too. It's kind of like there's a machine right now, and it's kind of like we kind of can't beat the machine, because a lot of us real hardcore hip hop fans, we have begged for diversity over the last 10 years, and we have not got it. When we get diversity, it's not on the homepage of Apple Music. It's not on the homepage of Spotify. It's not. It's the dumb stuff is on the homepage of that. But what I do like about Ice Spice, I like the fact that she's going left field with the drill movement from every other person. You know, you look at what happened with Chef G. Chef G, they just had him the other day on the news. You know what I'm saying? He caught years. Like there was surveillance surveillance footage. Him and his team, they went and hit up some people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, fam, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The New York drill movement, I like the production of it, but the lyrics and what happens on the outskirts of it is very dangerous. But her and her team being smart and staying away from that, it's kind of like she's going all the way around that, and she's surpassing all of them.
You know something? The New York drill artists, or maybe any drill artist right now in America at least, would benefit from listening to the British drill.
Yes.
Those dudes know how to do drill. Like, their drill is fire.
It kind of.
I didn't even like drill until I heard their drill.
But UK music been fire for years, and we've been sleeping on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've been sleeping on it for a minute. I used to go in the TuneIn app and listen to BBC One, and I used to listen to, there was 2 stations out there, BBC and another one, and the other one was more underground UK. So I used to listen to that more, and there was artists I never heard of, and they was just killing it. Look at what's her name? The fat dude. I hate to call him fat dude, but you know what I'm talking about. He be having the fire in the booth stuff. Charlie Sloth. You know what I'm saying? He used to be a rapper, and then he went to the radio, and he's like the next Tim Westwood out there, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of we have to give the UK doing their thing, man. Everything from music to movies, son, and TV shows. Like, when are we gonna give these dudes their flowers and kind of admit they're kind of surpassing us on the entertainment side? Their artists and actors are coming over here and dominating. Look at son that was in what's the name, Snowfall. You know what I'm saying?
Snowfall, yeah. I think, you know what I think will do it for the artists. I think if they get a big artist over here to give them a feature, I think that would help.
It would. It really would. But hold that thought. We about to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with the second half of the show, episode 93. This is Two Cousins, Part 5. Stay tuned. Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Product. We're now back with the Life of Product Podcast. I got the cousin Damien on the line, man. We was talking about, the whole the UK drill movement and how their artists and their actors are coming over here. What son name is from Snowfall is Damson Idris, right? Am I wrong?
Damson Idris.
Damson Idris. Damn, I call him Damson, whatever. My bad. Shouts out to homie. But bang, did you see the first episode of the show Swarm when he was in for the Donald Glover show that was on Amazon? I know you peeped that.
Yeah.
And we talking about
that's
breaking out of their shell, and Chloe was in that. She kind of broke the internet with that. And she's talented though, son. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought I never seen her act anything before, but I thought she did a great job in it. You know what I'm saying? And
she's been doing more acting. She's another
show. That's right.
Yeah, it's another show on Peacock that she's in.
Okay.
With the dude from like famous from Instagram, Drewski.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't checked that out yet, but I need to check it out soon. I just hated that she died in the first episode. Both of them died in the first episode, actually.
Well, it was the second one. It was the second episode.
Oh, second episode, my fault, second episode. But yo, not for nothing, man. Like, that dude, he's a very interesting dude, because I watched some of his interviews or whatever. He seems like a funny dude to be around. Like, I feel like when he does these American voices, I feel like it's something he's been doing for years, and it just seems fun for him.
Yeah.
Because I've never in my life seen a dude from the UK put on a Houston accent, and he kind of nailed it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of nailed it, man.
He said, for Snowfall, he said, I think it was, who's the dude? Mac 10 helped him with the accent.
No, it was Dub C. It was Dub C that helped him with it.
That's who, yeah. Sorry, not Mac.
Yeah, because they bought, and basically Dub C got paid to quote unquote be his vocal coach. Dub C, you got that bag, brother. I ain't mad at you for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He kind of even moved his mouth and talked like Dub C in that as well. Somewhat, you know what I'm saying? Which was kind of weird. Like, this dude is a chameleon, like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like we haven't even seen his peak yet. I feel like Snowfall was to solidify this first part of his resume, and I feel like Son is gonna kind of go up further with it, man. I'm telling y'all sleeping on the UK, and I know you heard it. Top Boy season 3 coming back in September, right?
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
Okay, I ain't watched the trailer yet, but what I'm saying is, man, I was a little upset how season 2 ended. I don't know how you felt.
Me too, yeah.
I don't know how you felt. I don't know how you felt about that.
I almost broke my I think I did toss my remote.
I was this close to throwing the remote at the walls. I was this close to doing it, but I was like, I'm not buying another one. But it was messed up. Like, they should have did it like that. But you know what I want to do? I need to go back, because it was a YouTube series before I guess Drake and whoever picked it up. I want to go back and watch the history of Sully and what's his name? What's son name? The other dude. Deshane. Yeah, I want to watch the history of them, because I didn't.
You know what it is? It was a series before. Yeah, the series. The name is different. It's called Summer House. And
that's right.
It was on Netflix. I haven't watched it, but I think it might still be on Netflix.
Oh, for real? Oh, they did put it on that. That's right. Right after season 2, I didn't watch it, but they did put it up there. That's right.
Yeah, I think it's still there. I haven't watched it.
Listen, bro, they need to accommodate as fans for season 3, because y'all kind of, we ain't gonna go there. I want to switch and shift gears for a minute, and we need to talk about your man, John Morant.
My man.
Yo, I love John Morant as a player. I think he's a great player, but he needs to slow down, brother. Son need to slow down. But okay, I got mixed feelings on it. How do you feel about the whole John Morant situation? I want to hear how you feel before I give my opinion on it.
Here's the thing. So I think, let me just say this. I think, because I actually, yesterday, I was listening to my dude, Colin Cowherd.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that a lot of people treat the NCAA, like NCAA or college, like the enemy. And he said they need to stop doing that and need to start embracing the concept of college.
Yes.
And I think he's right, because I think a lot of these young players would benefit from digging into the college experience, like not just coming out into the NBA after 1 year, maybe do a second year in college.
Yeah.
Because what they lack a certain level of guidance and maturity. And I just think that, the bad decisions come from just the lack of any kind of like real positive influence. And I think they could get some of that, like maybe some worldly experience from college.
I definitely agree with that.
This don't make no sense, man. Like
it doesn't.
It was just a few months ago that you were suspended.
But didn't we talk about this though? But didn't we talk about this, that he was gonna mess up again? We talked about that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about he was gonna mess up again, and it doesn't. Well, I got mixed feelings on it. So one, it doesn't shock me that he messed it up again. I think John Morant, he's getting what, $231 million with the Grizzlies.
Yeah, something like that.
Fam, that's a big bag, brother. That's a big bag. Yeah. Here's what John Morant needs to do. One, if he's gonna be in strip clubs partying, the first strip club that releases surveillance footage of you throwing money, getting popping, you need to sue them. It's the first thing I would have did, just to teach a lesson. Just to teach a lesson to all of the other strip clubs and lounges and clubs I go to after that, not to put my business out there. That's number one. Look, man, if me and you was basketball players in our 20s and we worked $230 million, we'd have been doing the same thing. I'd have been doing the same thing. I would have been smart. I would have had it at the crib. You know what I'm saying? That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, all right, he's on Instagram Live with a gun. One, if let's say, hypothetically, right, if that gun is legal and he's in his own vehicle, say if he's parked in his driveway, he broke no laws. He broke no laws. Now, the problem is when you have a person worth that much money and it's not coming from their own independence and it's coming from, quote unquote, one of them, you know what I'm saying? We be under surveillance hard. It's kind of like, all right, we want to give y'all this money, but we want you to mess up so we could take it back. That's kind of what it is. Like, I feel like entertainment on the black side, it has a revolving door. It's like working at a job that just bring people in and want to fire them before it's time to get their raise so they can bring somebody else in to redo that same job at the same rate so they don't have to pay more money. It makes no sense. I think what he did was not smart. I think he's gonna mess up again. That's just me. I don't have faith in people like that. But I just hate that we are held at higher standards than everybody else. Okay, we mad at John Morant for pulling the gun out. One, he didn't kill nobody. He killed nobody. He was stupid for doing that, but he ain't kill nobody. But then but the thing is, it's hard to vouch for this dude because he done got in trouble on other stuff. This is second time pulling the gun out within months. That's number one. Number two, he got in trouble. Remember, he threatened that security guard at a mall? Y'all know if he did that. Then three, he snuffed a 17-year-old at his house at a pickup game.
Yeah.
Come on, son. Now, 17-year-old might have started it. I heard he did start it. I heard like he threw a ball at him or something like that. But you are a 20-something-year-old millionaire. You ain't worth $2-3 million. You worth a couple hundred M's. You can't be snuffing 17-year-olds in your face, brother. You know what I'm saying? Thank God this kid.
Well, here's the thing.
You know?
So he didn't because there are people who were defending him. I saw that was saying, well, he owns a gun. He didn't do anything. He was in his car. The thing is, it's not that he didn't break any laws.
Yeah.
The problem is when you have a contract with these teams, you represent their brand. And there are things in the contract, which is why they can suspend him, because there are things in the contract that say you can't just be doing stuff like this.
Exactly.
So the people who are defending him, it's like, okay, well, you clearly have never seen a contract or know what it is to work for an organization or to be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Exactly. And that's
like,
truth, right?
You can't, if you're so ill-informed, you can't speak on something like this.
This is true. And
because what he did wasn't necessarily wrong from a personal standpoint, but as far as the team and what the team expects of you,
yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. That's a huge liability. You don't want to be a liability. You don't want to be a rich liability. That's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to be a liability worth 200-something million. And these people invested this money in you. These sneaker companies have put apparel on your back. You got all these kids following you, and then you mess it up that way. It's not easy to come. If God forbid somebody got shot, if he could have been at a club, he could have been going into Chick-fil-A, and somebody tried to run down on him, and he had to defend himself. automatically the media would have flipped that as if he's this dread-headed thug that was just waiting to shoot somebody. Because that's the narrative that they play. And I don't know, man. Like I hope Ja Morant chills. I really hope he chills because I like dude. But I just don't have faith in him that he's not gonna mess up again. Because sometimes, like when you bring that type of energy around you, trouble find you, son. It finds you. You know what I'm saying? It'll find you. You might not be looking for, but it'll find you. But I hold on. We're gonna do one more part of the show because we in the NBA topic now. So we got to talk about this. Stay tuned for the Life of Product Podcast, episode 93, Two Cousins, Part 5. Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Product. We're now back with the Life of Product Podcast, man. It's Two Cousins Part 5, man, episode 93. Shouts out to the YouTube subscribers. If you can, please like and subscribe to the new channel. It's youtube.com/Life of Product Podcast. That is PRODUK. Shouts out to the listeners on Anchor, on Spotify for podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. I appreciate all of y'all. A large part of my viewership right now from YouTube for the last 2 episodes was from Dominican Republic, Nigeria, Italy, all that. So I want some of y'all artists to hit me up. I want y'all to tap into the show. Let's get an interview with you guys. Gia, we talking at NBA right now. 2 more years from now, we will possibly see history made. We will possibly see the first father and son duo in the NBA at the same time. And if it will be it'll be triple history because 1, it'll be Black history. First father and son duo in the NBA at the same time, actively playing. And 3, if they hit the same team, that's a 3P right there we have never seen before. Do you think LeBron can hold out for 2 more years?
I honestly think he can. I think he's about 38.
Yeah.
But I think if he kind of just takes it easy, like he can't put too much on himself.
And I was going to say that.
Out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I could see him lasting for 2 more years. Yeah.
I think, and I agree with you. I think that I don't know what was going to happen with the game. I think they play tonight, but they're down 0-1. I think Denver got the first game. I think that if
they play tomorrow.
Tomorrow, if the Lakers win, which is a possibility, if the Lakers win this series, I can't remember how many rings I'd give him, but I think he needs to take it easy. It'll be a 6, right?
5th.
Oh, it's 5th ring. Okay,
he would tie with Kobe if he wins.
That's right. It'll be his 5th ring. I think he needs to take it easy and reserve his energy for that first season when Bronny comes to the league. Now, Bronny is going to USC. That's big. That's big. We already know whatever. Once he comes out of college, he's going to the team. He's going to the Lakers. We already know that.
Well, that's the thing. We don't. I was curious about how is that going to happen because actually it's not 2 years really. It's 1 because next year if he just does a year in college and if he's really good, he can come out next year.
Now, I thought the rule with the NBA was you had to do 2 years. They changed it?
Oh, it's 2? I thought it was 1.
No. So it's 2 years you got to do. Remember, you used to be able to come straight out of high school, but after LeBron, they cut that. It was 2 years. It was 2 years.
No, it's 1.
It is 1? Oh, well, if it's 1, that's great. If it's 1 year in college, then they must have changed it. If it's 1 year in college, he only got to do a year at USC. And he can go to school
online. He can come out. He could be drafted next year.
He could be drafted. Now, hypothetically, right? Which I don't think is going to happen. Hypothetically, if he what position does Bronny play? Do you know?
I don't even know. I'm guessing he's a guard.
I'm guessing he's a guard because he's not that tall. He's not that tall. I'm guessing he would probably be a point because he looked like he's about maybe 6 feet, 6'1", something like that. So say if Bronny is 6 feet, 6'1" or whatever, right? Do you see him schooling dudes when he go straight to the NBA? What do you think?
He could. It depends. It really honestly depends. The thing for me is, I thought about this the other day. Mm-hmm. I don't think if I'm either a coach, maybe the coach because he's going to be more hands-on. If I'm a coach, I don't know how to feel about a father and son.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm going to feel about that because think about it. Who's the son going to listen to? Me or his pops?
Well, the thing is, I think the son needs to actually just play good, and no matter who he listens to, because LeBron would trade him if he ain't doing nothing. you gonna give him that look like. But you know what though? I got faith in Bronny. I don't think he's gonna be great his first season. I think that first season is gonna be, especially if he comes out college right away. If he played like at least 3 years in college, he would be schooling dudes in his first year in the NBA. But that's not gonna happen. He's coming straight out of college within a year or two
You know,
to
though,
go to the
this is
NBA.
the thing, though. Not to mention it, for me, I personally think he should do 2 years because
I agree.
what I'm noticing a lot in the league now, and this happened kind of like post LeBron coming in, and it's more recent years. Like there's a list now, of quite a few superstar level players.
Yeah.
That honestly, they're not leaders.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have leadership skills. Like you got like Braun, Steph, and Giannis, they're leaders, right?
Yeah.
You know who are not leaders? Kevin Durant is not a leader.
Nah, he's not.
Kyrie Irving's not a leader.
Nah.
James Harden's not a leader.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook is not a leader.
That's true.
Joel Embiid, after what we saw in that last series, is not a leader.
I agree.
So I think a lot of these guys would benefit from instead of just doing the 1 year in Denver, do 2 years in college, maybe even 3 if you need to.
I agree with that. It kind of sucks that KD has leadership potential, but that's not his personality. Like if you kind of see like the way he not avoids interviews, but his whole demeanor in it, he kind of likes to just play and do him. He's one of those players where he just let his skill talk for him. He's not like a vocal type of dude. That's not his thing.
Phenomenal player.
Phenomenal
he lacks
player.
The leadership ability.
Yeah, if Kyrie had that leadership factor in him, he would go so much further. And I think Kyrie's one of of our generation, he's one of the greatest to do it. Great. I said this before, and people got mad. I'm gonna say it again. When he was with Cleveland and they went against Steph, he was schooling Steph. There was a couple of games.
Cooked Steph that year. It was because of him that they won that.
Exact. He was cooking Steph. Steph is great though. For what the thing is,
Kyrie, when healthy and focused, is probably the best point guard in the NBA.
Oh, that's facts. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, not that I know Steph had issues with his ankle, but you know, he still gave it 110% with a messed up ankle.
Yeah.
Now, Steph could shoot better than Kyrie, but Kyrie got all around game. You know what I'm saying? I know you said before Kyrie ain't got no heart. I know you said that.
No, I think I was wrong. I think it's just he's not a leader. I think he doesn't have heart.
But I think on the court, as far as the court, he got it, man. And
I think you know what it is? I think Durant doesn't have heart.
You know what? I think Durant's been discouraged from so many people saying so much negativity about him over the years. They talked about his hair being nappy. They talk about it, the ashy knees. I think the internet has somewhat, and the trolls have gotten to him so much. He's like, all right, I'm here to play. I'm on the clock. Let's cook. Let's go. That's it.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, and you kind of can't be mad at him. I feel like the fans, I feel like they mess up a lot in the NBA. But nobody talks about that. Like they cause a lot of damage. Fans cause a lot of damage, son. But no, they just get away with it because they watch it and they support it. But nah, y'all cause a lot of problems, man. Especially, I'm gonna shut up. Because I got fans in different cities. I ain't gonna name which city because I got issues with some. I got issues with some of y'all. I got some real issues with some of y'all. But I'm gonna wait till I get rich to say that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yo, fam. I mean, you know what? Since we're on the sports side of things, before we end the show, did you watch the Tank Davis and the Ryan Garcia fight?
No, I didn't. I missed that.
You got to go back and watch it. That was I'm gonna break it down.
I heard it was a good fight though.
It was a great fight. It looked to me, I love me. I didn't care who fought. Here's the thing about me. I don't always root for the black fighter because he's black. I don't do that. I like who I like. I like both fighters. I like Garcia and I like Davis. I was neutral in that. I just wanted to see a good fight. That first round, the first round and part of half of the second round, it looked like Tank was gonna lose because there was like 2-3 times where he was stumbling and he looked a little groggy in the head. But then I noticed when I went back and I watched it, when they do like the highlights, Garcia kind of threw a right and it kind of turned into an elbow and it kind of grazed his head and his jaw and whatnot. It looked a little iffy for him. But the thing about Davis, you know, there's like I think about a 4 to 6 year age gap, right, between Garcia and Davis. And that might not sound like a lot, but that's a lot. And the reason why Davis had the advantage.
In boxing, yes, it is.
Yeah, so Tank Davis really beat Garcia not with just power. He beat him with experience, is what he beat him with. He let Garcia get cocky. He was kind of getting cocky. And no disrespect to what's his name that his promoter, the De La Hoya. No disrespect to the De La Hoya camp, but I feel like Tank Davis camp is way better than De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not fully under the Mayweather camp, he's at his own trainers. Just that Mayweather camp, that Davis camp, those two, his Davis head coach and his assistant head coach, dudes is phenomenal, fam. I don't know if you've done the history on
what
him.
I like about Tank is that he will take all the smoke.
He will.
Like, he don't duck nobody. He don't avoid nobody. Like, he fights. Whoever won it, he'll fight you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, I was watching that, and second round, he was timing it, and I didn't pick on it up at first until I saw the punch that knocked Garcia down the first time. But the way he was timing that punch, and what I love about Tank Davis, he's always fighting dudes smaller than him. I mean, bigger than him. He's always fighting dudes bigger than him, which is amazing. This dude, it's kind of one of the, he looked like a kid that was picked on his whole life, from everything from his parents being on drugs to him being smaller than everybody. And he just unleashes it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think Pitbull Cruz won a fight Tank Davis for a second. You know, they fought before and it ended in a decision. That was a good fight. I don't know if you saw that. Eastside Cruz, but they call him Pitbull. I actually want to see them run that back. I want to see them run that back.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I would, and I just watched that fight the other day because I was like, you know what? After I watched the Garcia fight, I think Cruz was there and they were mentioning it. I said, you know what? I want to see this. Bang, bang, bang. I know Ryan Garcia is going to go up, I think, to the 140 weight class now. But I don't know who's in that weight class. What weight class is Errol Spence in?
Oh, I forgot, because I think, is that the welterweight? I can't remember.
I think it might
that used to be, I believe that used to be the premier weight class for a while.
Yeah. I want to see more crossover fights. I want to start seeing fighters from different weight classes come down. I know that's a big thing. I know that's asking for a lot because 10 pounds, 15 pounds is a lot big difference from or whatnot. But I want to see more of that, and I want to see more of the different genres of fighting crossover and fight each other. Because the fighting world is different. If we're gonna really see who's better, who really is the best, we really don't know until we start seeing this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It's unfortunate that we don't see it enough in boxing.
Exactly. I love Mayweather, but I'm tired of the exhibition fights. You know what I'm saying? I love Mayweather.
Yeah.
Tired of those. I'm tired of your boy Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying?
You notice how quiet he's been since he lost, Jake Paul?
He had, but you know,
you haven't heard nothing from him since he lost.
No, he's about to fight again, right? He's fighting who is it? He's fighting Nate Diaz.
I haven't heard anything from this dude.
He hasn't been doing the trolling. On the trolling side,
okay.
He has been quiet. Did you watch that fight with him and Tommy Fury?
No.
Okay, that was a good fight. Now, Tommy Fury, I believe, was 8-0 before that fight. I think a lot of his fights ended in knockouts and TKOs and stuff like that. Most of them, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you can tell Tommy Fury is a new fighter and he's still learning, but he's a good fighter. Now, had he fought Tommy Fury 2 years from now, and if he was at like 12 and 13-0, he would have knocked Jake Paul out. I'm gonna keep it so real with you. Jake Paul got some good hits on Tommy Fury. I give him that. You can tell Jake Paul been, he was. I think he was training with. He was training with Hakeem Rockman Jr. I don't know if you ever saw Hakeem Rockman Jr. fight. He ain't no walk in the park, son. He's definitely not no.
I remember his father. I never saw him fight.
Both Hakeem Rockman's sons can fight because you got Hakeem Rockman Jr. and you got the younger son. You know what I'm saying? Who should probably be a little over 18 by now. Dudes they are not no walk in the park. So by him training with Hakeem Rockman Jr., that says a lot. But I'm still not convinced. I give Jake Paul respect for training and whatnot, but you got in a ring with a real boxer, you got that work, brother. You lost. You got in a ring with a real boxer. He thought because Tommy Fury was a quote unquote pretty boy, he was gonna get in and give him nah. You are not losing to a dude who's been a real boxer since a kid, whose brother is a champ and his father was a professional fighter. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. John Fury was a professional fighter. You are not losing to this dude. You know what I'm saying? I think it was, I don't want to say a sucker move, but I just think it was typical Paul brother stuff to troll Nate Diaz and choose Nate Diaz for this next fight. I think it was crazy, son. Because the next fight is going to be, there's a 2-fight contract. It's going to be the first one boxing, and the next fight after that is supposed to be MMA. You know what I'm saying? I love Nate Diaz, but I think health reasons, Nate Diaz needs to just sit down and enjoy retirement. Because if you listen to him, watch him walk, if you listen to him talk, he's taking too many hits to the head. There's too many hits to that. He slurs a lot when he speaks. That doesn't mean he can't fight. He's a dangerous dude. I still wouldn't get in the ring with Nate Diaz. He's still one of the greatest to do it. It just bothers me that you got, now I'm happy Nate Diaz is getting this fight money-wise. He's going to get a lot of money for this fight, apparently, right? So yeah, I would have did it too. But at the end of the day, you still getting in the ring with a dude smaller than you, older than you. And Nate Diaz, he's not really, no disrespect to me, but he's not in the greatest shape. He's not. He's not in the greatest shape. So again, why are we still paying attention to these fixed type pole fights? These, I don't want to say fixed. Let me say safe fights. It's a safe fight. It's a safe fight.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some people have argued that they're fixed.
I mean,
But,
would it surprise you if some of his fights is fixed? You know what I'm saying?
No, it wouldn't. But what I think is happening, and what somebody suggested, is that it's in the contract that you can't knock him out.
Come on, son. That's
crazy. They said people have alluded to that being in his contract.
Wow, really?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
Now, that wouldn't shock me with the brother Logan Paul, because when he fought Mayweather, and I don't know if you saw, Mayweather hit him with that uppercut. He almost dropped him, but he caught him. You remember that?
I think Mayweather might have even confirmed that he couldn't knock him out.
That's crazy. So I'm okay. No disrespect to the Paul brothers. They are very smart dudes. They market everything great. But how much respect can we give these dudes if they keep doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'll tell you this. Between the two brothers, I like Logan more because Logan saves the trolling for when he's like specifically promoting something. Like, I don't know if you know, but Logan signed with the WWE. Like, he's been with WWE for like a year.
Yeah, didn't he fight Roman Reigns?
In a few. He's good. He's a good athlete. Like,
really?
He does some stuff in the ring where I'm like, yo, this dude fits in perfectly with this world.
That shocked me.
I think that's where that trolling would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
The whole promotional skills, all that, it fits in with the wrestling world.
Uh-huh. Now that's great. If that's what he's doing, he's probably making a lot more money than he would in boxing.
Yeah, because they re-signed him a couple of months ago to like do more.
Yeah. WWE been on some next stuff, man. Shout out to Bad Bunny, son. Bad Bunny getting that bag with the WWE right now.
Yeah, I recently got back into wrestling, so I watched the pay-per-view a couple of weeks ago when he fought. Yeah.
How was it?
It was entertaining as fuck, man. I gotta tell you. Like, he does all that, like that high flying,
really,
like that Jeff Hardy stuff, jumping off the stuff. The dude he fought threw him off of like a high scaffolding thing through a bunch of like tables and stuff.
Yeah,
like it was hella insane.
That's great. That's crazy. I never would have thought Bad Bunny was doing that at that level. That just lets me know.
Yeah, like this, because they kept saying this whole time, like, dude is a 3-time Grammy winner, the most streamed artist in the world.
Yes.
And he's doing this. Like, that says, yo, he's like a big kid. He loves it.
That just lets me know him and his cousins was getting in trouble fighting every weekend and watching wrestling, like the same thing we used to all do. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to Bad Bunny, man. G is the boy product, Life Product Podcast, episode 93. This is Two Cousins, part 5. Shouts out to the cousin Damien, man. You got anything you want to say before you get off the line?
Yeah, I just want to thank today's sponsor, which is Titties. Can't get enough of them.
Yo,
go out and get yourself some titties.
Oh, man.
Change your life.
Oh, man. Shouts out to Titties, man. We out, brother. Yeah.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.